Welcome back to Sunrise. When you hear that beat, you know what time it is. It's 18 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. It's time for the headlines with your news fairy, Tinkerbell. Good morning.
Tinkerbell.
The news fairy.
Yeah.
Great morning.
What news are you bringing us, news fairy?
Well, first news. First news. If you ever see me on bended knee proposing to a gentleman, I've been possessed by a demon. Okay? It's not me. It's not happening. Miss Kitty, I think that it's a different generation that does that. You know what I mean? And no hate, you know, if that's the new thing, that's the new thing. But me an old lady. I'm not doing it.
But TK, but the people must say, listen, as women, you know, we have to take the initiative. We have to go forth and ask what we want and secure it.
You know, these are the same women who are saying that the young men of their generation are too emasculated, or they don't
too
lead,
feminine,
or they're online demanding that they're
in their soft man era.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you get what you ask for, you know.
True.
It just won't be me.
Enable stuff. A lot of women enable stuff.
It just won't be me. That's all I'm saying. It won't be me. No judgment. Do you think I'll come to your wedding if it's you propose, but it ain't gonna be me.
I have one son and he ain't gonna do it.
Anyway, focus. Let's focus. Let's jump into the headlines. We're going to headline number 1. Prosecution bemoans high number of cases traversed from previous court terms. So Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, King's Counsel Jeremy Taylor on Monday said he was startled at the fact that of the 982 cases before the Home Circuit Court for this term, 884 are cases brought over from the previous court term. Almost half of those cases brought over are sexual offense matters, ranging from rape, 178 cases, to sexual intercourse with a person under 16, 137 cases. A breakdown of the 982 cases for the Michaelmas term, is that it? Michaelmas. Okay, Michaelmas term showed that alongside the 884 traversed cases, there were only 9 new cases set for the opening day, while 64 new committals are set for dates throughout the new term, along with 20 matters for sentencing and 5 matters which were brought from lower courts via voluntary bills of indictments.
Vol bill.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, it is something that, you know, is fascinating to study. So every new term, these are things that the journalists who cover court, I've never covered court myself, but the journalists who, no, I think I maybe covered a couple of cases. But it's important because you want to see how the justice system is functioning and the efficiency of the system, and whether or not we are, you know, ventilating the matters in an efficient way.
So that justice can be served.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's an important aspect of our jurisprudence. It's a necessary story to explore. And I think that King's Counsel Jeremy Taylor is quite right in looking for possible new modern solutions to the problems of these carryovers. The backlog that we speak about. I know that this particular Chief Justice has been very strident in wanting to modernize the justice system and clear the backlog, because, you know, we often say justice delayed is justice denied, you know?
Yeah.
And it's we take too long to ventilate these matters.
And then what that now does, it has a ripple effect on our society, because if the citizens feel like there is no proper ventilation in the court system, they want to take matters in their own hands.
Exactly, because, you know, they might not now come out right. But also, you know, and I mean, I'm very strong on these matters of certain people who are facing certain charges getting bail. Like, why are you getting bail? I don't think you can, but
the Constitution says otherwise, so it is for the prosecution to mount reasons why that should not be granted.
Exactly. And so you have a right to bail. You start off with that right, but it can be argued that you ought not to get it, right? However, when you have a serious backlog in the court, it can be reasonably argued that, look here, for the time that this matter is going to be ventilated, my client must get bail. Do you understand?
Yes.
But if we had a more efficient court system where cases were moving faster, more efficiently through the court, then that argument is no longer live. You know, and so I do think that, yes, I mean, I'm willing, I don't know, he's as the current DPP would say, he's in the trenches, as Paula Llewellyn would say. So Jeremy Taylor, as someone in the trenches, would know that possibly this is a solution. I'd love to hear legal minds discuss it to weigh the efficacy of such a change.
Recommendation.
Yeah. All right. Well, next up, police probe threats to persons at school where gun was seized from boy. The St. Elizabeth police are probing alleged threats issued at workers at the primary school where a submachine gun was found in the bag of a 7-year-old boy last Thursday. The child's father was taken into custody on the same day of the seizure, according to head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Superintendent Coleridge Minto. The child and his siblings are now in the care of the Child Care and Family Services Agency, the CPFSA. Superintendent Minto appealed to persons in the area to refrain from interfering with any witnesses or any other persons connected to the investigations. The submachine gun has been sent to a forensic lab for testing. Superintendent Minto underscored that any exposure of such weapons to children cannot be good for them and appealed to parents and other citizens to not expose children to any form of moral danger.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those cases where you really feel for the child. And the influence of adult things on the child, and the child has just been the child exists in an ecosystem, and you're aware that when a child is deemed by the state to be in need of care and protection because of situations at home, you do know that their siblings are also deemed to be in need of care and protection from the state.
Well,
so,
because
it's the same home.
Because it's the same home. So if a child has siblings in the space, then those siblings are
also
now
going to be taken.
removed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But it is unfortunate that, as Superintendent Minto is now saying, that they are now investigating threats
to the teachers. That's crazy to me.
Which is wild to me. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
There is a view that why you call the police?
So what should they have done?
Oh, you should have had the child just go around with the submachine gun.
No.
What do you mean? Why would you call the police?
Why you call the police? Call the parent. I mean, the parent come and calculate.
Oh, shame.
That's a view.
George is going to act like it's a water gun.
No, that's a view, you know.
Oh.
Shame on you for calling the necessary authorities and keeping the child and the school safe. Parent, teachers, good job.
I mean, there are serious implications for these types of things, you know, because...
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, school have to close because, you know, people afraid to come out, you know, and then now there's now learning loss as a result of this. So now it becomes a Ministry of Education
people's children
problem.
are now suffering as a result. You know, guys, I don't know. It's just sad.
But this is, again, this is the type of society that we're creating, little by little, incrementally, and then you end up in one situation where you wonder, how did we get here?
When did we get here? When Jamaica turned so... I can't believe this is my little Jamaica, really?
It's been happening incrementally, little by little, over time, and we... You know, as a nation, allow it. So, you know.
Reaping what we sow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what I have for you until I return at 7 a.m.
To sprinkle your fairy dust.
I don't know about that, but I'll see what I can do, right?
Your news fairy dust.
I don't know about all of that, but, you know.
TK says, I'm not proposing to nobody.
It's not happening.
Doing it.
It's not happening, you know. And I'm all for woman power and rights and justice and equity and all the things, you know, but you proposing to me.
Traditional.
You're proposing to me.
I'm just happy that I have a video that I can look back on every now and again of me down on my knee, not no woman on her knee.
But what about the men who propose nowadays, TK, and don't even go down on their knee? Them sit down on the pan, like how you have yourself now, go and hold this.
No, but to each their own.
Like what? Like,
out of
hold that. Yeah, you know.
No, sir, nobody's doing that.
Oh, really?
Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's going to, they on a dinner table, hold this.
Nobody's doing that.
All right, like how you have yourself now.
Imagine Paul, you know, me as her skirt.
No, as a bad feeling. Long story short, is up next. And long story short, you just need to keep it right here on Sunrise. Roosker.